Dear student, today again I will start the chapter Rational Number Part 8. Okay, in this part I will explain you the irrational numbers and its properties. So today I will explain you the irrational numbers and its properties as compared with that of a rational number. Okay. Now first question, as I had already explained earlier about the rational number. So also in that part I had also explained about irrational number. So let us recap about what are irrational numbers. What are irrational numbers? Okay. So any number which can be expressed in nth root of x, where x is not a perfect power of n, then such numbers are irrational numbers. Okay, as for example, say square root of 2, square root of 3. Okay, say cube root of 7. Like this, because 7 is not a cubical number, so cube root of 7 is an irrational number. 2 is not a squared number, so square root of 2 is an irrational number. 3 is not a squared number, so square root of 3 is an irrational number. Okay, apart from these, I have to remove it. Apart from these, all non-terminating but non-repeating decimals are also irrational. That means if it is non-terminating, there might be possibility that it may be repeating one. If non-terminating and repeating, then it will be a rational number. But here, irrational number must be a non-terminating and non-repeating. You can also write, instead of but, you can write and. And non-repeating decimals are also irrationals. Okay. As for example, say 0.101101110 like this. Again you can write, say 2.173 11173 like this. These are the decimals representation which are non-terminating as well as non-repeating. If you will observe, see, here only 1, here 2 1, then 7 3, triple 1, then 7 3. So it is going on. Now I will see some properties of irrational number as compared to that of the rational number. Okay. So properties of irrational. As compared with your rational. So you see, as we had already explained in my earlier video, that rational numbers are closed. Rational numbers are closed under addition, subtraction and multiplication. For rational number are closed in case of addition, subtraction as well as multiplication. That means when two rational numbers are added, the result is also a rational number. When two rational numbers are subtracted, then it will be, the answer will be your rational number. If we will multiply two rational, then also it will become a rational number. Okay. But in case of irrational number, irrational numbers are not closed under any arithmetic operation. Either any arithmetic operation means addition, subtraction, multiplication, etc. So it is not closed. It is not closed under common mathematical operations like addition, subtraction or multiplication. Okay. So irrational numbers are not closed under any arithmetic operation. Okay, clear? Suppose if we will consider root 2, example, suppose root 2 is an irrational number. If you are adding with your minus root 2, what will happen? It will be 0, and 0 means 0 by 1 is a rational. So these two irrational when added, your answer is irrational. So that means it is not closed. See another example you see. Suppose 2 plus root 2. When added with 2 minus root 2, then what will happen? On addition, 2 plus root 2 plus 2 minus root 2. Root 2 cancel, it will be 4, which is 4 by 1, means P by Q form. So this is your rational again. So it belongs to rational Q. Irrational number is denoted by Q bar and rational is denoted by Q. So when you are adding or subtracting, your answer is definitely a rational. So it is not apply closed. Okay. Now next property is for rational number is your rational numbers are commutative under addition and multiplication, whereas in your irrational numbers, or if we will say for rational number there is a similarity. When you will deal with irrational numbers, so the irrational numbers are also commutative. Irrational numbers are also commutative under addition and multiplication, similar to that of the rational. Rational number, as you know, that they are commutative under addition and subtraction. Okay. Similarly, irrational numbers are also commutative under addition and multiplication. Clear? Suppose A plus B, what are the answer you will get? If we will reverse the sequence, again it will be the same. So this is for your addition, this is the commutative law for your rational numbers. Same example you can also take. Irrational number are also commutative under addition and multiplication. So if we will add say root 2 plus root 3, then what will happen? This will be remain as it is, root 2 plus root 3. Similarly, irrational number are also associative under addition and multiplication. As we had already seen in case of rational number, that rational numbers are associative under addition and multiplication. Similarly, this case also happen for irrational number. Irrational number are also associative. So suppose in your rational number, if A plus B plus C, whatever answer you will get, it will change the sequence. A plus B, then U plus C, then plus C, the answer will remain same. Same case you can also do for irrational number. Suppose as for example, for irrational number also, it is irrational number Now irrational numbers are also associative are also associative under addition and multiplication. Under addition and multiplication. Okay. Say, let us take an example. Say, suppose this is your root 2 plus root 3 plus root 5. If we will change the sequence, root 2 plus root 3, then plus root 5, the value will have the same. Okay. If you will multiply, suppose root 2 into root 5, that will be your root 10. If you will multiply root 5 into root 2, that will be again root 10. So, by changing even the sequence, the value remains same. So, that means it is associative under addition and multiplication. Okay. Another is, there is no additive identity in irrational numbers. There is no additive identity in case of irrational number, but in case of rational, you know, there is additive identity. In rational number, you know very well that if you will add 0 to any rational, it will remain a rational number. So 0 is the additive identity for rational number. But in case if we will consider about irrational number, then there is no such additive identity. Okay. Similarly, you say, you know already that your multiplicative identity for a rational number is your 1. If you multiply 1 with any rational number, the value remain invariant. Similarly, if you consider the irrational numbers, in case of irrational number, there is no multiplicative identity, okay, like 1 or 2, whatever it may be. So, there is no multiplicative identity for your irrational numbers. Clear? Now, if we will consider about the additive inverse of a rational number, what do we do? In case of additive inverse, suppose your plus 5 is a rational number or 2 by 3 is a rational number. For additive inverse, what we do? We generally, if it is 2 by 3, then the additive inverse is your minus 2 by 3. And in case of multiplicative inverse, suppose 2 by 3 is your additive, 2 by 3 is a rational number, then its multiplicative inverse will be 3 by 2. Just the reciprocal of that one. Okay. So additive inverse and multiplicative inverse of an irrational number do not exist at all. This situation is not possible in case of an irrational number. Additive inverse and multiplicative inverse is not possible for irrational. Okay. Clear? Now I will solve some important numericals for your benefit. Should I remove it? Oh. Suppose if a number is given, suppose your question is express in p by q form. Your data is say 0.7435 and there is a bar in between 3 bars. So this is a recurring decimal because 3535 is repeated. You have to express it in P by Q form. That means, so for that what you have to do for solution, suppose this value is your x. Suppose let x is your 0.7435 and there is a bar in between 3 and 5. So what you will do? In this case, you just expand it. 0.7435 35 dot this is your say 1. Okay, so that means this is the compact form of your recurring decimal. You expand it. Okay, now you see what is your target. In this case, your decimal is here and after 2 decimal there is a bar in between 3 and 5. So you first multiply this equation 1, you taken this as your equation 1, you multiply this with such a multiple of zeros like 10, 100, whatever it may be, so that this decimal will shift up to a place from where the bar started. So here you see there are 2 places, after that the bar is given. So in this case you have to multiply equation 1 into 100 both sides. So what will happen? This is your 100x and in the right hand side it will be 74.35 bar. So this is your equation 2. Now what will be your next step? Here your decimal is just up before 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That means you have to shift this decimal up to this place. So that means you have to shift your decimal after 4 place of decimal on the right side. So you have to multiply equation 1 into 10,000. You have to now multiply equation 1 into 10,000 so that your decimal will be shifted up to this place. So what will happen? This will be your 10,000x on the left hand side and on the right hand side it will be 7435.35 bar. Because 3535 is going on, so you will write this as your equation 3. Now what you will do? Now you subtract, because our target is to remove the bar. Okay, so now equation 3 minus equation 2. In this way what will happen? That will be 10,000x minus 100x. So left hand side will be subtracted separately and right hand side then 7435 decimal 35 bar minus this is your 74.35 bar. Okay, now after subtraction this will be your 9,900x. Here it is 0.3 bar, 0.35 bar, 0.35 bar cancel each other, and now so this is your 00 on the right side and this is your 1 and 7, 6, okay, and then finally this is your 3 and again 7. So 7361 will be the your after subtraction you have got. So x will be equal 7361 by 9900. Okay, this is in the P by Q form. That means this decimal expression converted into fractional form means P by Q form. Okay, should I remove it? Suppose if your question is like that, prove that square root of 2 is an irrational number. irrational numbers. So in this case, you can find out the square root. Okay, you will see after finding the square root method that you had already started in class 8 in the chapter square root. So by long division method you can find out, but it will take longer time. There are second method also, which are method of contradiction. In this method we will use the concept of rational number also to prove that root 2 is an irrational. Okay, so now your solution will be like this. You have to write let us consider the root 2 be a rational number. So this type of method is called method of contradiction, proving by contradiction. So let us consider root 2 be a rational number. Then if we will consider root 2 be a rational number, so root 2 can be expressed in p by q form. Okay, may be expressed as p by q. Okay, now squaring both sides. Square such that here q should not be equal to 0, and HCF of p and q is your 1. Okay, now squaring equation 1 both sides. What will happen? This is your 2 and this will be p square by q square. Okay, p square by q square. So now you do cross multiplication. P square will be equal to q square. You see, this is your equation 2. From equation 2, if you will observe that p square is 2 times of q square, that means p square is divisible by 2. So that is p square is divisible by 2. P square is divisible by 2. If p square is divisible by 2, then p is also divisible by 2. You see, whenever p square is divisible by 2, because 2 is a factor, so it will be obviously divisible by 2. That means p is also divisible by 2. Okay, so then now if p is divisible by 2, let p equal say 2m. Let p equal 2m. Okay, now put this value p equal to m in equation 2. So here by putting in equation 2 we have 2m square equal 2q square. Okay, this simply means 4m square equals 2q square. So this 4 can cancel. So that means q square is equal to m square. Since 2 is also a factor of q square, so q square is divisible by 2. So therefore q square is divisible by 2. Okay, that means q is divisible by 2. If q square is divisible by 2, so therefore q is also divisible by 2. Clear? If q is divisible by 2 and here P is also divisible by 2. So that is, if we will conclude, that is P and Q both divisible by 2. Both divisible by 2. So that means, as you have seen that P and Q have HCF 1 not 2. So this will contradict the fact. So this contradict the fact that HCF of P and Q should be 1. So that means our supposition is wrong. So our supposition is wrong. What was our supposition? We had considered that root 2 is a, let us consider root 2 is a rational number. So that supposition is wrong. So therefore root 2 is an irrational. Therefore root 2 is an irrational. So this is the proof. So now in this way we can prove that root 2 is a rational number. We can also, similar way, we can also prove root 3 is a rational number. Clear? Okay. So today is sufficient for this much. We will again see next day for the next part of this chapter. Bye.